Tonight's lead story, a special report involving growing safety concerns by staff of Duluth Downtown Library.
In the last couple of years, we've brought forth the issue multiple times. Unsafe library conditions are unfair for staff and unfair for the community members.
All right, staff at Duluth Downtown Main Library telling Fox 21 safety and security concerns are at a boiling point after a second employee was recently assaulted on the job, this time punched in the face after asking a patron to put on his mask. Good evening to you on this Thursday. I'm Dan Hanger.
And I'm Alexandra Burnley. While physical violence at the downtown Duluth Library has never been common, the latest assault on a staff member by an intoxicated man is highlighting a much bigger issue of safety and security in a very public place that often sees the city's most vulnerable population dealing with addiction and other mental health issues.
The library's union, AFSCME Local 66, telling me workers are facing a significant increase of harassment, threats, and intimidation, especially since the pandemic, and they feel city administration has only really put a Band-Aid on the problem for years. You're going to be hearing from them on this issue for the first time, and tonight, Mayor Emily Larson and Police Chief Mike Tuscan responding, laying out what they believe will finally make library staff feel safer on the job and help curb bad behavior. Duluth's main library branch on West Superior Street is the busiest of the city's 3 branches, with hundreds of visitors daily enjoying access to computers, programming, resources, and of course, reading material.
Do you think it's a good place to find a pumpkin in a pumpkin patch?
Bridgit Maruska is a library worker representing AFSCME Local 66.
Duluth residents expect for library staff to speak out and say what is happening and maybe what is going wrong in the building.
Maruska says city administration has not taken the concerns of downtown library workers seriously enough, forcing workers to deal with behavior beyond their training instead of hiring a permanent security team.
AFSCME in particular is concerned about the assaults that have taken place. City policy clearly states that the city shall take a strong stance in creating a safe and respectful work environment for all of its employees, and that hasn't necessarily been the case with the library.
The private security company was contracted in 2018, but that service was not renewed after 2019 because of turnover and inconsistencies with guards that made the mission ineffective.
What we really need is someone who's consistent, who's trained, who's embedded in with the staff, understands the expectations, has the relationships with DPD when and as needed.
And that's exactly what Larson says has been in the works since last year, but admits it's now being expedited because of a recent assault of a staff member in January. She says 2 part-time library safety specialist positions are being created for a total of around $85,000 a year, something she feels will be a win-win for library staff and visitors. It's a welcome change AFSCME and library workers say is way overdue, but one they hope will help them get back to the mission of the library to serve, help guide, and change lives for the better.
The library is essential. It always has been. It always should be. It should be treated that way.
And finally, from the library staff up to the administration, they stress 90% of visitors are following the rules, and it's important to keep supporting the library by keeping it busy, because they say a busier library is a safer library.